Welcome to Start with the Facts. Yo, happy Monday. Welcome back to Start with the Facts. I'm your host, Maurice Claret. I will not call myself the expert today just because I had a bad Saturday and Sunday of picks for the games. And so I can't even talk shit to everybody else because I text Brian over the weekend. I said, man, this is going to be horrible. I can't even come in bragging on Monday because all of my college picks and my NFL picks, I was probably like,
you got a couple right.
Probably two for like.
You got a couple right.
Yeah, well, they're like 2 for 11.
Yeah.
Now, the ones you got wrong, you was dead ass wrong. like you stood on the table and hey, I want to apologize to my dog, Coach Freeman, but like you stood on the table. That's the problem. You stood on the table for the ones that you got wrong.
Like I was for sure too. I was for sure. I got caught on the hype train with USC beating Michigan, but two things. I did make myself feel better. Remember I told you I have to put somebody else down to make myself feel better. And so Will had a date, right?
Yo.
All right, I'm gonna leave it alone. So
just watch the show.
Yeah, so I'm gonna leave it right there. But I had to put Will down to make myself.
That's nuts, bro.
He was all squirmy in his chair. Look at him.
What's her IG? I wanna look. Send the IG, dog. Send the IG in the group chat.
We gonna leave
we keep it off the show, but send the IG, dog.
Just know, I had to say something to Will to put him down to make my confidence go through the roof.
The fact that he said, "Yo, that's crazy," mean he ain't proud. He ain't proud.
Yeah, so, well, we gonna jump into the show. I'll let Brian pivot from here. And I told Will I gotta have a strategy, right? Whenever you don't have nothing good to say, you just got to make jokes so people get off the fact that you don't have your team to brag about. So I'll be making jokes the whole show because I can't brag about wins. So with that being said, the show goes on to you, Brian.
All right. Well, that's a tough pivot from Will's rough date into a rough weekend of college football picks. There we go. That's the pivot. When we go through these, we're not going to remind everybody who was right and who was wrong because we were generally all wrong this weekend, and we apologize for that. We hope you didn't put too much money on these because
I was right. The only time I was wrong was in the worst situation.
Yeah. Well, you know what, DJ? Why not? Let's just start with that. Why not? I think I had Tennessee. I had Tennessee at Alabama listed first, but you know what? Let's go. Louisville at Miami. I don't know if you saw it, but
listen. So obviously, you guys can see what energy I'm on. Right. I got the double ski. You know what I'm saying? I got the double ski. And that's just letting everybody know what I'm on. I don't want to be the first person to speak. You know, I'd rather be spoken to and then, reply. But I know there's an individual in here that is extremely happy. And I'm going to be honest. I was not going to show. Last week, I read some of the comments in one of I think his name is I Am Devron. He said, wow, Alex not showing robbed us of a legendary DJ rant. And because it means so much to our fan base, I'm here. I'm here to take it all, man. But just know I'm double skied up, though. I'm double skied up.
Them skis don't scare me. I'm from Youngstown, Ohio. Yeah, I was holding my tongue for a while. I watched this show, man. Y'all started out crazy. I'm just like listening, like, okay, yeah, you wanted me to be there, but I'm here now. So whatever you got to say, please say it now.
I don't got nothing to say about Pittsburgh.
Okay, well, I got something to say. The football gods. You remember that? You said you didn't football guys?
Wait.
About me. It's not about
can't
me.
Play with them.
I'm about to talk about what you said. The football gods, right?
Whatever
it may take. Please, some way, somehow, let the Steelers lose, right? That's what you wanted from your football gods, right?
100%.
So much is given, much is required.
Oh, this nigga.
Ooh,
We on the pulpit now.
Here's the thing. You are more attached to University of Miami than I am to the Steelers.
100%.
Was it worth it? Was it worth the Steelers losing for y'all to take an L too?
Hell yeah, I do it all day, every day, and twice on Sunday. You know, listen, I just got to give up another son, right?
You got no more.
I got it now.
You ain't got no ACLs to give up. You ain't got no sons. So what
Hey,
happened was,
Hey, look, I'm
in
trying to give
Miami.
up. I'm trying to give up AC joints
AC
now. Hey, plantar fascia. Hey, listen. I bet the football guys ain't never nobody gave them no Lens Frank. I give him a little Lens Frank now.
Uh-huh.
That shit hurt, man.
Hey,
Listen,
Reese, who won the Heisman this year?
Who what?
Who'd you predict to win the Heisman?
Oh, Carson Beck.
He not
That's
anymore.
crazy.
4 picks.
That's crazy. It was
That's
not his
crazy.
fault.
That's great.
It was not his fault.
So you gonna live on that one, huh? It wasn't his fault. Same what he said. You saw his press conference, and he said it was his tight end fault because he ran the wrong route for the last pick, right? That's what you sticking with.
That was a fucking horrible take by a team leader for multiple reasons, right? Like, I'll be honest. A lot of the shit that gets said, by players pre-game, motherfuckers in the locker room really don't pay that much attention to it unless it's like crazy, over the top, abrasive.
That's a
But
fact.
now something like that, what happens is that gives everybody in the media a story.
Yes, sir.
So what they're going to do is they're going to blow that up and make it much larger than what it is.
Oh no, they already have.
I know, but what I'm saying, they're going to compile it week after week. They're going to start taking that quote and attaching it to something that happens 3 games from now.
Yeah,
Right? And the team just has to be prepared for that. But again, I stand on it. I don't believe that loss was Carson Beck's fault. Like Mo and I was texting. I was at the game, and I saw the momentum shift. We're driving down, and everything in my heart just felt that, damn, we got this one in the bag, right? This was going to be one of those games where we pulled a rabbit out of our ass last minute of the game and won a game that technically we shouldn't have won. It wasn't Carson Beck's fault. I'm going to blame this on the coaching staff, and I'm going to blame this on them being stubborn, right? I'll blame this on them being stubborn. Look, we couldn't run the ball between the tackles.
No.
We just got Jordan Lyle back, who is our speed back, right? That Sonic and Knuckles, right? We have Fletcher, we have Jordan. Listen, get him out on the edge. We see what happens when Malachi Tony gets the ball outside on the edge. But again, this was a situation where you're stubborn, you want to win the way you want to win, and you refuse to adjust. And I even look at the defense side of the ball. Chris Bell, draft stock is through the
Went
roof.
through the roof.
That's number
Yeah.
through the roof. Watching the game, he reminded me, it was almost, even the way he moved, it was almost like watching Dez Bryant / like Anquan Bolden,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
They also
Big
thought Chris Chambers.
Stop. Yes.
Yep.
Listen, everybody in the stadium knew where the ball was going. Double them, triple them, quadruple them, right? Like, but again, it just seemed like we refused to adjust. It just seemed like, hey, you know what? We're bigger, we're stronger, we're faster, we're better. At some point in time, we will wear them down.
Let me say this, right? So when I was texting you, because you've kind of made my point with talking about the kid from what was his first name? I know his last name Bell.
Yeah, Chris
Bell. And I was saying, whenever Malachi Tony got the ball, he was so dynamic. Did you watch the?
Yeah.
He was so dynamic.
Oh, he's a stud.
I was like, why, how couldn't you just target him a bunch? You should be targeting him, getting him the ball, be it with a shallow cross, be it with a bubble screen. He was out there literally electrifying and actually giving energy to the teammates. And I was like, man, people don't see this. Like me watching it on the screen, I was like, yo, they kind of like shooting themselves in the foot by not targeting him more. But Louisville, contrary to that, they were targeting that dude. You know what I'm saying?
Listen, third down, we knew where the ball was going.
Yeah.
And I did not understand why we only got one guy on him.
Yeah, you're supposed to bracket him. There's a lot that you can do with him. But those were my comments to DJ. I was like, you're supposed to be getting the ball to your playmakers. And that's just in college sports. Literally one guy can make a significant difference. Maybe not at the professional level, But in the college game, superstars are made literally from one dynamic player having the ability to make a significant impact like that.
DJ, to me, this feels like a speed bump in the season for Miami. This doesn't feel indicative of how the rest of the season is going to go. I know Louisville's not ranked, but I'm looking at their schedule. There's not a ranked opponent left. What do you think? Like, what's the future look like at Miami the rest of the season?
I'm panicking. It ain't no goddamn speed bump. Look what happened last year, right? We started out 9-0, had to win, what was it, 2 of our last 3 and lost them. Didn't make the playoffs. Listen, 2017, turnover chain year, right? Same thing happened. Like, we have a history of this. I'm panicking. It's time to listen, fuck that. We need a players-only meeting. We need to address that comment that was made by Carson Beck. And coaches got to really grab this one by the steering wheel and say, hey, fellas, coming off a bye week, smelling our ass, went out there and lost to a lesser team. Players, coaches, everybody that's a part of this was involved. Again, everything is ahead of us, but we need to focus and bunker down right now. Like right now. Because I didn't even see how far we dropped, but I know we
Number 9.
Damn, I thought we was gonna be outside the top 10, I'll be honest.
No, so I'll say this. So
a lot of other people lost, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, no, so they dropped to number 9, but this is, just as much as you have benefits from the transfer portal, these are one of the downsides of the transfer portal, where you get a bunch of guys who are in the locker room together for the first time. And you come out the gate and you have a bunch of success and you've never really been through nothing. And I think like just a true test of anybody is figuring out who's standing next to you when shit hits the fan. And so now this is Miami's first adverse moment in front of the world. And now I will probably watch the next 2 or 3 weeks. I don't know, who do y'all play next?
Stanford.
Okay. So
And they riding the high. They just beat fucking Florida State. So Stanford believes now.
Yes. I mean, so
What
yeah, so
the
like,
fuck?
but this stuff means something in sports where, you've not had adversity with somebody. Now you have it. Now you have this thing that's been interjected by the media to say, hey, Carson Beck is blaming teammates. And then if you're a young guy, like, we're all older men, we can take it for what it's worth. But if you're a younger guy, do you take that personal? Does this person have the ability to influence you the way that they used to? I don't know. And so you'll see over the next 2 or 3 weeks, who do you have? And I'm pretty sure we'll be talking about it. But this is one of the downsides of the transfer portal. Adults,
Mo, look, to add to that, you got Lamar Jackson. You ain't even fucking go to University of Miami. Lamar Jackson tweeted what's going on with JoJo Trader, right? That's one of our star receivers that really hasn't, I think he's only caught 1 ball since week 1. And coming into this year, he was supposed to be the guy. So that's what I mean by like all of this outside noise. When you are that polarizing program, right? The love, the hate, right? We talk about, college sports is better when Miami is winning or, the Cowboys. You're going to take the good with the bad. And right now it's going to be an avalanche of just shit talking, just trying to be divisive, pulling the team apart. That's why I'm saying it's time to panic. Players only meeting. Get this shit together because, again, slip, it's a wrap.
Man, this feel like a therapy session for DJ, man.
See,
It's feel like a therapy session.
I knew.
Hey.
I fucking knew it. I fucking knew it. I fucking knew it, dog. I knew it.
Brian,
I knew
you know
it.
this time.
Do I look like I need therapy?
You do.
Goddamn right. Do I look like I need therapy?
man.
Do I look like I need therapy?
Let's keep it in the ACC. I think the other comment to make on the conference would be, you mentioned it, FSU loses to Stanford. In Mike Norvell's tenure, I read this earlier this morning. In Mike Norvell's tenure at FSU, Florida State, he's in his 5th season. This is the 4th time they're on a 4-game losing streak.
Yeah.
You're a major program, right, with a rich history. 4-game losing streaks in his tenure, and they've lost 9 conference games in a row.
Bro, you don't see what's going on around the country.
I can't believe we haven't heard about it yet today.
Yeah, he's out of here.
I think they're on a bye this week. I think I was reading, bye week, bye Norvell. So now you're going to have Penn State job open, Florida job open, Florida State job
Virginia
open.
Tech.
Virginia. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot. Virginia
Oh,
Tech,
you're talking about
Oregon
the real
State.
ones.
But those three, Florida, Florida State, and Penn State, those are premier programs, premier jobs.
But I think they get him out of here faster because everybody wants to show their vacancy for him.
Yes.
Yeah, I think it actually works. Bless you, Will. I think it actually accelerates the process. Even though they were going to do it, I think it accelerates the process because they want somebody new. They want whoever's available to consider them for taking a job.
So then over in the SEC, a lot of really good football games. Before we jump into the games, really immediately or the morning after, so yesterday, Sunday morning, Billy Napier is let go after a win. So you'd assume, even though it was an ugly win, a very, very ugly win with some questionable play calling.
That's like Friday. How you get fired on your day off? Like you get fired after a win. That shit was already written.
Yeah, but what if somebody actually rehearsed it like that and said, let's fire him on the way up? Like, you know what I'm saying? He's feeling better about himself. Things are good. Hey, man, we're going to let you go. Like, what if it was
what type of pat is that? That's that ain't a pat. That's an arm around you, and you think you getting embraced for a hug. Hey, man, guess what? It's over. That was the setup.
You know what I always say when I don't feel bad for somebody? Man, he has to get paid $21 million within 30 days.
And he has no type of
no competitive
contractually obligations. Like, he getting paid regardless. He ain't got to go find a new job. He ain't got
DJ. Before Thanksgiving, he'll have $20 million in his account.
I think they owe him half. They owe him half that. They owe him $10 million within 30 days.
Oh, no, okay.
The rest of it's spread over 3 years.
Still
pretty good. Hey, we gotta keep the facts. We gotta keep the facts. We gotta be factual. Still pretty good. Pretty good. Did you guys? Another coach who's on the rebound. I don't know if you're traveling with a winning program. DJ might have been tailgating, or I'm not sure. But did you guys see James Franklin on College Game-Day? Did anybody get a chance?
See that?
Yeah.
After watching that interview, your impression of him, did it change at all? Stock up, stock down?
Me personally, I didn't watch too much of him. I watched Penn State, but I didn't really get into the whole James Franklin thing. But seeing him sit up there with confidence, holding himself together, obviously he was emotional. But and then Nick Saban to kind of back with, he says, Franklin says some words, but then Nick Saban like, nah, let me answer the question. It was some BS what happened, basically. And then the way he went out said, man, I guess I'll just go somewhere else and win a national championship. Kind of got chills. I would want to play for a guy like that.
Hell no.
Well, that's you. Put your mask on real quick,
Hell
okay?
No.
You've been in the South too long. But to hear somebody, he's like, yo, I'm not done yet. It is what it is, but I want to go win again. So just knowing that as an athlete, as a player, that I wouldn't, mind going to play for that guy, knowing what he wants to do. So yeah.
I don't know if you guys had any feedback on it.
I respect Saban for having his comments and having coaches' backs, right? I get that stuff, right? I'm like, yo, bro, you knew what was expected of you.
Exactly.
And to act like you're surprised for losing to Northwestern, losing to UCLA, and then losing to Oregon, or I guess I had the games in reverse, but you lost 3 in a row.
Right.
And they gave you all the resources, and they're paying you $10 million a year. And if Nick Saban and James Franklin were paying a kid, a running back, a receiver, a defensive tackle, and they went out there and stunk it up, they would have their foot up their ass. 1,000%. We criticize kids every day who are paid a lot of money who don't produce. You ever heard of Deshaun Watson? Right? We criticize people every day. When it comes to these coaches, these dudes whine, bitch, and act like kids as if like nobody can be critical of them. And they say, yo, I'm trying. Well, there's kids who try every fucking day who don't get the job done. But the only thing that matters in sports is getting the job done. And if you can't get the job done, we have to move on from you. Just like when you tell a kid, if you go out there and you're stinking it up at quarterback and you don't make it happen, guess what? The guy behind you has to come in. And we're just doing the same thing to you all. Nick Saban, to me, is doing his own version of PR. Well, it's unfair. Shut the fuck up. You went and ran to the stadium and to the podcast booth or whatever the booth you did on game day when things became unfavorable, when you can leverage Nick Saban's name to influence kids and you have to get out here like everybody else. And so that's what I took from it. Like, is he a class act James Franklin? Yes. Is he a good guy? Yes. Is the nature of the beast that you have to win? Yes. Like all of those things can be yes, 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 yes. And do they have the right to get rid of you when they want to, just like you can get rid of kids when you want to? Yes. And that, to me, that's it. And good guy, kids might want to play for him, class act. But at the end of the day, bro, we gave you resources to do what? Win.
Yeah, I tell you, if he was on for 3 minutes, 2 minutes and 30 seconds of it, I thought he controlled the PR machine. Like, give the guy tons of credit for showing up. It's easy to take your, tens of millions of dollars and just slide into a beach house and just hang out and not respond to anything. And the guy got up on live TV and talked about his situation. So I'll give him a ton of credit for that.
Correct.
That's not easy.
I do not.
Hang on. Whoa, hang on. I give him credit for that. I'll tell you where he lost me is at the end. Reese Davis asked him, if you could go back and do it all over again, what would you do different? And I think the answer, just think about in business and in life, personal, professional, or in sports. When people ask you that question, if you've failed or come up short, if you could go back and do anything different, you've had a week to think about it. You knew this question was coming, and your answer is not a thing. I think your ego's too big for any job out there, and I personally don't think you'll ever be successful. In life, you have to learn lessons.
Yes.
You came up short. There have to be things that you would go back and do differently to get a better outcome. But if you can't admit that when you have the opportunity, I don't think you'll ever be successful.
So here was my problem, right? Like, there has to be a sense of pride. There has to be a sense of embarrassment. There has to be a sense of like just fucking anger. What the fuck, right? So for me to just segue that quickly into the media machine, I have an issue with, right? I look back at when I played in the league after games. If we won, of course I'm going out. I'm enjoying myself. If we lost, chances of me going out and showing my face in that city were very slim. If I did go out, listen, I'm coming through the back door, duck off in the corner, sitting there drinking, soaking my misery away, right? And I just feel how quickly that transition is, and I get it, the business part, the media part, but to me, he didn't seem edgy enough. He didn't seem pissed off enough for me.
You said it felt performative.
It felt performative, and it felt like, I mean, well, I got 47 million. Somebody else is going to give me another 50 million. So let me go out and do it. Like, the amount of resources and the opportunity that you had at that program, right? It's going to be tough to get that anywhere else.
Where else? Correct. I didn't even think about that.
Listen.
Yes.
He is not, and I've only been in this presence, and again, I don't know, I'm an energy guy. I've only been in this presence once over this summer. I went up to Happy Valley, spent some time with LeVar Arrington, and I was in his presence for about a 45-minute interview. He doesn't give me the energy leader of men that can lead boys from Georgia, boys from the South, boys from Florida. Go that ain't it, right? Landon stop, UCLA, yeah, go over there. I just don't. Again, it didn't get pissed off. That's what I fucking want to see at some point in time. Get upset, get pissed off after you have those losses. Everything is okay, man. No. Go into the locker room and dog cuss everybody out, dog cuss yourself out. Like, I didn't see that through his tenure at Penn State, where whether it's a coaching staff, whether it's players, whether it's like you have the money, you have the resources, you have the talent, you're getting the recruits. Get fucking angry, right? And so I don't think that energy is going to transfer into the SEC. So we're talking about Florida jobs. We're talking about a bunch of these jobs open. I don't see it being a fit. I just, especially going against those other SEC coaches that at the end of the day, when you look at almost every SEC coach, they got attitude, they got moxie, they're assholes, they're jerks. Like, it's not a lot of coaches in the SEC. No. I'd say the quietest coach in the SEC is DeBoer. The rest of those guys,
he's new.
He's new.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, let's flip to the SEC then. Let's talk about Alabama beating Tennessee 37-20. Great first half. The Volunteers are at the 1 yard line, getting ready to punch it in, and they throw an interception at the 1 yard line, and Alabama takes it back 99 yards to the house. to go up at the half. But at that point, you could just feel the momentum, man. Like that, I thought that game was over right there at halftime, and I didn't think Tennessee had a chance. And Alabama comes out on top, 37-20.
Yeah, no, I was just going to say, man, how fast things change. We were just putting our foot up. Caleb DeBoer.
The expert.
Hey, no,
the expert.
Hey,
The
hey,
expert.
I was doing.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna be a little sidekick too. When the expert get the experting, I'm like, yeah, let me jump on this coattail.
Hey, I was talking shit about Alabama week 1. I don't know what type of shit they didn't put into the food in the cafeteria, but these boys have turned it around, and I don't know if they look like the Alabama of old, but they're a very competitive team, and they're definitely going to be a force to be reckoned with. I'll tell you that. And maybe that adversity at the top of the year, woke guys up, and you have to remember the locker room was filled with 4- and 5-star guys. You know what I mean? So that's one thing we can never forget, that your Alabamas, your Georgias, your premier programs, they're going to have guys in there. Now, getting them to play on one accord is something different, but whatever he's done. And you know what I want to do? I want to look on who's on their coaching staff, just out of curiosity. I just thought about that right now. Like, who aside from him is like actually in the program, because something has turned around and those boys are playing.
Yeah, Texas A&M and Alabama, they're the only two undefeated teams in conference play. So they sit alone now at the top of a pretty deep conference.
It's a lot. Alabama's going to the SEC championship, right? They got really one tough game left, which is Oklahoma. But again, they can probably lose that game because of the ties. And if you look at Oklahoma's schedule, they play, I think, 2 or 3 more ranked teams. Alabama's a lock to make it to the SEC championship.
A lock?
A lock.
Okay.
I'm willing to put it out there, man.
You've been willing to put a lot out there. No.
I really
you
do.
You gotta observe, man.
Honestly, I was not gonna let you talk to me today because you don't have a college team, bro. You don't have a college team.
Hey, I don't have to have one.
That's what you mean. That's crazy.
Man, my mind be going like 1,000 miles an hour, man. Listen,
Well,
you talking about James Franklin. No.
Do you
You talking about James
understand
Franklin and the coaching, right?
Wait.
Everybody's not going to be the same, man,
Hold
right?
on,
So my point to saying that everybody's not going to be the same is I don't have to have a college team. I enjoy football. I'm a football guy. I love watching football. I don't have a college team. I've never had one.
But it's a one-way street.
It ain't a one-way street.
You only get to talk shit when my team loses, but you don't have a team.
You can talk stuff about the Steelers. That's my squad.
No.
I'm just saying.
You need a
and
college
I don't
team
even really talk smack about your team. I just get on you a little bit. And they lost. When they win, I'm like, okay, I just told you to slow down because
Who's your
of situations
team?
like this.
Who's your team? Is it Trinidad?
Is it Trinidad? No, I like
All
him.
up
Yes,
in my ring.
I like individuals.
All up in my thing. Hey, is it Trinidad?
Hey, listen.
I need you. Hold on. I need
Ty
you
Simpson's
by the end of the
playing
week.
right now, right?
By
So
the
I
end of
think
the
he's
week, you need a team. By the
No,
end of the
I
week, you need a
don't.
team.
Who are
dog.
you? Who are
The
you,
fans need this.
No, they don't.
Yes, they do.
Need it because you want to have some leverage. You think,
And your team
man,
can't be Ohio State.
I'm gonna be honest. See, I didn't want to go there. If I pick any team, it'd be Ohio State. I would root for the home team, but I don't want to be that guy.
That's crazy.
Yes, yeah. You ain't got nothing to say. So yeah, Ohio State, my team. How you feel? We number 1. Anything to say?
Yes. Hey, Mo, I got a confession. Mo, you want to know? So after Miami lost, so my lady, her mom is very, very religious. I'm talking about on Sundays like candles religious. Oh. So I went to my lady and I was like, I know her mom don't use her, faith for, bad intentions. What? So I was like, I was thinking, wait, I really went through this. So I was like, damn. So I told my lady, I said, hey, can you have your mom light a candle for me and just wish DJ to be happy on Saturday? And then I thought to myself, what would make me happy is Ohio State losing. I was this close. Listen, I was this close from pulling the trigger on that thing. But I said, it's too early in the season, man. Let me hold that candle off for later on, man. Hey, she's Puerto Rican, too, so the the chicken bone and all that stuff get thrown out there. We roll the dice.
Oh, man.
DJ, there's no powers in the world. Ohio State was playing Wisconsin. If you're gonna do that, you gotta save that, man.
Listen,
you don't want to burn it on that.
I'm starting everything that I said about saying I'm wishing I didn't say it.
I'm
telling you.
I'm wishing I didn't say it.
You think like you think your sorcery powers made the Ouija board turn the other way and it gave him skill?
Listen, yes. Yes, man. And
know, just
no,
say
honestly,
practice
I'm looking at the coaching staff, and I'm like, they had it right on how they gradually brought him along.
Yeah.
Now, right now, it's like that top is like 80% off.
Yeah, correct.
The way he playing right now, I'm not gonna lie. The way he
But
playing
you
right
have
now.
you have to take consideration too. You know, I only see it because I'm there, and I don't never really go real deep aside from what people may see on the any other sports channel or whatever. But when you don't, okay, collectively teams have scored 41 points up until this week, and that's the least amount of points for any FBS team since the year 2000. And
Y'all
so
DC is an astronaut.
I can't hear you.
I said y'all defensive coordinator is an astronaut.
Yeah. So we've not had to. People have been wanting to see him be more explosive, but you've not really had to, just because you're not trying to either score a bunch of points to like extend the lead against somebody or you know what I'm saying? People know what I'm trying to say. We've not had to score a bunch of points, so that's been the scenario. And so this week they just progressed, and as I know, it's a long season. And I know I said a whole bunch, but the point that I'm making is it's a long season. I think he's being brought along by some guys who had a bunch of success with other quarterbacks.
You see the humble approach that he's taking. Long season. That's what I tried to tell you to do early. When we start doing
Shit
this.
ain't over. Shit ain't
It's still a long season. You're right. Y'all might lose another one.
Pick a team. So Ohio State is your team.
You need to get a shirt made.
Pick a
Pick a team.
Is Ohio State your team?
Go ahead, bro.
I think he's going to plead the fifth. We're going to keep moving.
Hey,
Ole
Brian,
Miss.
you want to let him just run the show now? Go ahead.
Well,
Brian.
he's sitting like 4 feet from me, and he's twice
He
my
wasn't
size.
even
so
here
we're
one
gonna-
day. Go ahead,
we're
Brian.
We're
That
going to keep
shit's
going.
crazy,
We're
dog.
just going to keep moving. Ole Miss at Georgia. This to me, I was texting Maurice. This reminded me of remember 10 or 15 years ago when the Big 12 had all these air raid offenses and it was just back and forth, and you're like, where's the defense?
Yeah.
That's what this felt like to me, just back and forth. And the stats on 9 possessions in a row ended with Ole Miss kicking, whether it was a field goal or a touchdown. I mean, they just scored and scored and scored. Georgia comes out on top. Great, fun game to watch. I don't know. Chambliss, he was top, 5 Heisman candidates entering. I don't know if this performance helped him or hurt him, but
I don't think
It
it hurt
didn't
him at all. He didn't.
It hurt him.
I don't think it hurt him
It was a
that
prime,
much.
it was
So
a
I
prime
say
time game on a big stage.
so this
to
is his first game that he played away
plant his
from.
flag, and he
So the
and
kid
he
is
fucking
only-
played an average game.
Go ahead, man. Let me know when you done.
Hold
All
on,
right, you
it
done?
was a big time game, a top SEC game. Questions that we needed to get answered. He didn't play poorly, but he didn't play a Heisman like big time game. So
Did you see his stats?
yeah, he threw for 280 and ran for 40 yards.
Okay, he had
and
3
threw
total.
for
He
one,
had
and threw for one touchdown.
3 for 1 touchdown. Yes, but he had 3 total touchdowns. He played
and
well.
took
He
the
did not
L.
turn the ball over.
And took the L.
You got to think about the defense as well, though. You know what I mean? Both defenses didn't play great.
Yeah.
But it was a fun game. I will agree to that. But you got to remember about Trinidad. This was his and no excuses for the kid. This is his first time playing away
Sound like an excuse.
in a big time game, right? And he still played well. Now he's only going to continue to build off that. Remember, the kid played Division II last year. Now he's playing top ball with the SEC. They took an L, yes, they did, but he's going to keep rolling. You can see him on the sideline, the way he's thinking. He's like, I got to get this one back for sure. So
It was Carson Beck's first game playing Friday night
he
for the
threw 4
University
picks,
of
bro.
Miami.
Be quiet. He threw 4 picks. I would say that they're not out of the SEC championship game.
no,
still
they
got a chance,
both
for
teams,
sure.
Georgia and Ole Miss, sit there with 1 conference loss. So yeah, they're right in that next tier behind Alabama and Texas A&M.
My comments are just more around Georgia. When you're going on the championship run, the teams who have faced the most adversity, the team right now, if you said who's faced the most adversity against the best teams that has prevailed from that, it will be Georgia. And that's why when I look at, what is this, week 8, going into week 9 or something like that, when I look at the most dangerous teams, somebody who's fought heavyweight champions and somebody who's prevailed, that gives you muscle memory and reference points for you having the ability to say, man, if we get into a tough thing, we can whoop their ass. And that's the stuff that I say that isn't necessarily on stat sheets that people don't always consider when they're, making their predictions about who will win, who will lose.
I agree with Mo. Like, I had to get in a car. So when I got in a car, I believe Ole Miss was up by 7 or 10. And I was like, damn, they're going to be able to pull this off. So by the time I got to where I was at, how much they lose by 10?
They lost 43-35. They lost by 8.
They lost by 8. Okay. And it was like, wait, how the hell did that happen? Like, the game that I was watching, it was back and forth, back and forth. I was like, okay, I feel like Ole Miss has this in the bag. I get there, they end up losing, and I just can, like what Mo was saying is, like, you take a Gunnar Stockton, right? Yeah, this is, he's been on that team. He's been a part of championship teams. He's been a part of that pedigree. And that is the difference, right? Like, what we see right now in college football is your name no longer matters, right? There's a changing of the guards. But there are teams that are holding on to that rope, holding on to that legacy a lot stronger than others. And what you see is those teams that have that championship pedigree and foundation where they've been in the college playoffs. They've been in those national championship games. They have, a big part of their roster that have been a part of it.
Yes.
And that's what you see with the George. Like, you're trying to see if LSU can take the hump. You're trying to see if Vandy can jump. You're trying to see if all these teams can make the jump. But what we see is those legacy name universities that have that championship pedigree, they're not letting it go as easily as a lot of people think.
So you may know, what year was it that when NIL finally kicked in? I'm trying to make a point.
I think
2 years ago, 3 years ago?
I think it's more like 4 to 3.
Okay. So some of these teams who probably had those, so you got to think Georgia was winning championships around there. So which means their recruiting classes right after that were probably first and second in the nation, or at least top 5, right? And so to the point, some of those kids are probably more mature now. So they've been in fights, they've been together versus somebody like Alex said, the kid, Trinidad Chambers, he probably doesn't have the bandwidth or the experience to say, I've been at Ole Miss. So I've probably never been in a deep SEC fourth quarter fight.
Yeah.
These other kids might have those reference points, but that was the same thing I was making about Miami earlier, right? But I'm also making it about Ohio State. A lot of Ohio State's roster right now is a lot of kids who went through a lot of shit last year and who's been here for a number of years. And so for me, when I just understand shit gets hard and like how coaching staffs act, because it goes back to the same coaching staffs too. Like, DJ, if me and you just start doing business for the first time and shit goes haywire, you don't understand. I'm like, oh, fuck you, DJ, shit goes wrong and it's your fault. Bah, 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 bah. You know how that stuff go. Defensive coordinator, blaming the defensive line, blaming the defensive backs coach, blaming the offense for not scoring points. That's other stuff that people don't talk about. And I just got to say all that stuff matters. And I say it matters even more now as you're going to, how many games is it? Like 14, 15 games now in college?
12 in the regular season.
Yeah, so
12,
but and then you have 4 postseason games.
Yeah.
It's a lot of games, man. And there's going to be a lot of shit that happens during these times. And having some level of continuity, it has to have some value that I don't think people give outwardly credit for. So this is my opinion on it.
Yeah, I mean, let's keep it in the SEC. The last game we'll talk about, LSU at Vanderbilt, one that I'll say I was way off, man. I thought Brian Kelly'd have those boys ready to play, and
told you. Told you.
I was
looking like
I couldn't believe this. I couldn't believe this one.
I told
Oracle, you predicted it. Tell us what you saw.
Listen, I saw the best player in college football, Diego Papi. You know what I'm saying? Listen.
Man.
I don't have a Vandy license, but I'm trying to get I'm trying to make them Diego Papi shirts, man. That Heisman was stank as fuck.
Yeah.
but first I actually got to give credit to Nussmeier. Like, I don't think that I've bashed and talked negatively more about any player this year. And to watch that game, he performed, but he was getting beat. He was getting
I didn't
beat.
see the game.
Man, he had a knee, he had a back. They was talking about his old oblique injury. there were several times where he was just, pulling himself up off the ground after big time throws. But again, I chose Vandy, and I thought Vandy would win because I thought that they were going to have the best player on the field. And this is, I'll use Alex's words, this is where the NIL works, and it's right? You had a kid that wasn't highly recruited. Now he's getting a chance in the biggest stage. And
where's he from? Where's he from?
He played like a D2 in like New Mexico or something like that.
Oh, just in all fairness, I never heard of the kid. And even as everybody was talking about Vanderbilt, I was like, you don't think about football in Vanderbilt. You just think about the premier programs in the SEC. So when you were talking about him, I was like, it's fucking Vanderbilt.
Yeah. So
and man, when I seen the highlights, I was like, I see exactly who they talking about.
Again, we are getting to this place where the names don't matter anymore. Like there's going to be this drastic shift, like where you have these blue blood universities in these names, but now with NIL, there's going to be a shift. And then you get a guy, I'm going to just keep calling him Diego Papi because, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to just keep calling him Diego Papi. He's shifting the attitude of the program. After that victory last year in Bama, they came into the season feeling like they could compete and beat just about anybody in the country. Now, they lost to Bama, but again, you have a guy that's performing like the way that he does with all that heart and energy. It starts to bleed off into the fan base. It starts to bleed off into the community, the coaching staff. It starts to bleed. Listen, they beat a ranked LSU and didn't storm the field.
Yeah.
Now that's a shift in mindset.
Yeah, we expected to do it.
We expected, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Several years ago, they would have took the goalpost, took it, found the river, threw it in there. The team would have got fined. But instead, it was, hey.
This is what we do.
This is what we do. And listen, best player in college football right now, the most exciting player in college football right now is Diego Papi. Book it, baby.
What do you do if you're LSU with Brian Kelly? You go out and you yank him from Notre Dame. He's come in. I think most fans, LSU fans, would say he's had an underwhelming tenure since he's been here. And then you watch what Marcus Freeman's doing at Notre Dame, right? And you're like,
so Brian, what are you really saying, Brian? They say sometimes you ask the question.
but I think on top of the performance hasn't been good, if you just watch him, doesn't seem like he's a very likable guy.
Nobody likes him.
Hold on, let me flip the question on you. What would you do?
Yeah, it's tough to fire a coach when you're ranked in the top 10 and say that, they won the title in 2019. I don't remember what their history is, over the last 50 years, but certainly with Joe Burrow, they had the most talented team maybe ever in college football.
Take that back.
Hey, Brian.
Maybe.
Hey, Brian, could you ask the question? What would you do?
Yeah, I think I'd start looking, and I'd probably get ahead of this next round of coaches and say, you got Florida, you got Florida State, right? You got Penn State all looking for coaches. I actually wouldn't do it this year. I'd wait till the end of the year. I'd let those vacancies get filled, and I'd get in on the next coaching cycle.
Were they 5-2?
Yeah, 5. That sounds right. 5-2.
Want to get rid of him at 5-2?
There's a standard of winning.
DJ, I'm tired of you.
There's a standard of winning.
Let me talk to my man.
When you have a standard of winning and excellence, and you 5-2, and you lose to a school like Vanderbilt,
what is a school like Vanderbilt? They're playing well. They're Division I school. They're in the portal as well. You can't, you said it earlier. Don't contradict yourself. You just said names don't matter no more. Did you not say that?
They do matter.
Okay, man, I can't deal with this kid.
But I do. What Maurice
they do. Hold on. They do matter when it's your name. Now, on the outside, it don't matter. But that's what I mean. Like the letting go of the rope, because everybody else is saying this shit don't matter. But then you got Georgia saying, nah, we motherfucking Georgia. What is they talking about? So they do matter. They matter only to the individuals. And how much are you going to fight, and how much are you going to uphold that legacy and that brand? But to people on the outside, for the betting world, when you see a Vandy versus a Clemson, you see what I just did there? Automatically, without knowing anything about the players that are on the field, everybody's going to sway towards Clemson, right? When you see a Stanford versus a Florida State, like The names don't matter. You really have to dive in and do your history and do your research on the program and the kids that they brought in the NIL and what's all happening in the transfer portal. There was a point in time when you can look at the schedule and you could just see the names of the universities that are playing, and you could put your money on one side and be very, very comfortable about winning. That shit doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah.
All right, last game we're going to hit on real quick. USC Notre Dame.
Yeah. Look,
May as well just
Pittsburgh.
put it to you.
so I'm going to tell you, look, here we go. Hey, so he asked me that I want to cover it, but I forgot I was wrong. If I'd have thought about it, I'd have said, no, I need to look right. No, but listen to me. I know how to walk the plank when I'm wrong. And so I was very wrong. And man, I thought Lincoln Riley would come into South Bend, it being their last game. I thought they would take the momentum that they gained from Michigan, beating Michigan in Los Angeles, and I thought they would do the same thing to Notre Dame. But if anybody watched that game, I'm pretty sure it could have went like this. They probably could have came to the line of scrimmage and said, hey, man, we're about to run left.
Yeah.
And we're about to give the ball to the tailback, the first tailback, right? And then when he gets tired, we going to give the ball to the other tailback, and he going to run to the right. And he's going to block him, and then he's going to lead on to the safety. And I just don't know if – I can't even remember and we watched this after the game, and then we watched it on a plane coming in from Wisconsin. But I just can't remember just thinking just back to a premier game where I seen two running backs run for damn near 400 yards.
Yeah.
Like, and that is a lot of yards to run for. Most people pass for that many yards. But what was it, Jeremiah Love?
Jeremiah Love.
29 carries for 265, and then the other kid, he had like 106. Price. Yeah, he had 160 yards. And so I was definitely wrong. Marcus Freeman probably seen the show. He probably ain't going to invite me.
Yeah,
Hey,
screw you, Maurice.
Hey, they were not nice to you on after the game on TikTok. Listen, we got people taking pictures like, yeah, look at this. Look, they were going crazy.
Yeah,
but I want to double down when you talk about them running backs, bro. I would say that they are the two best backs in the nation. I don't care who else you got. Like that Price, that dude's nice, yo, and he's versatile. He can return kicks. He's out in the passing game. That dude's nice, man. So I would say 1A and 1B. I wouldn't even say he's number 2.
Yeah, I don't even know what to say other than I was wrong. And hey, Marcus, I apologize.
I was happy. I was just happy. Like, again, after Friday night, I was just looking for anything for anybody else that associated with our show just to hey, I was soaking. So when I saw that shit, I said yes. And then how they did it, yes. Again, but look, you have one team that almost run for 400 yards, and you have the other team run for 68, under 70 yards. Like,
can't win.
Just like you said, you can't win by throwing 4 picks.
Mm-hmm.
You cannot win a game by losing the rushing battle by 300 yards.
Man, I watched that game, and every time I look at the score, I'd be like, how in the hell is it this close? It felt like Notre Dame just controlled and could do whatever they wanted, but then USC would come down and, they scored. USC, I think, had the lead in the third quarter.
Mm-hmm.
But I thought watching it, Notre Dame was clearly the better team.
But you know who's on the hot seat?
Lincoln Riley.
No. Whoever the defensive coordinator is.
At USC.
No, at Notre Dame.
Oh, really? Okay.
Listen to me.
Who is it?
Because you're going to say to yourself, like, you're going to go out and say, man, it's great that we whooped their ass. But when you rush for 400 yards and you put up, well, how many points they put up?
Notre Dame, 35.
24.
Okay,
34.
35. And you've run the rushing battle. You're going to say to yourself, like, bro, you couldn't do shit. Like, you even had this as a game. Most of the time, if somebody has 400 yards rushing, that means you probably controlled the clock, controlled the game. Like, you've controlled everything. You controlled the main part of the game, and you kept us in, like, that situation. And I guarantee you, Marcus Freeman is probably that guy's ass like, yo, bro, we won't be able to go on a championship run with this defense.
I mean, Notre Dame, I think it was the third quarter, returned a kickoff for a touchdown, and that was one of those things that obviously ended up being a big deal. But I just thought, time of possession and what they look like rushing the ball, I couldn't believe it was as close as it was.
They were both ranked, right?
Yeah, they were 20, and they were, I don't know what Notre Dame was, but USC was number 20.
Louisville was number 8.
Yes.
Oh, okay. That's what I saw.
So you got a team?
Yeah, because you tried to throw that. You tried to throw. Throwing 4 picks. It's no,
You
man.
got a team? Do you got a team, dog?
Ohio State.
No, hold on. I don't understand how you don't understand by you don't have a team.
Starting with the facts. That's my team.
Start with the facts. You ain't got a team.
Okay. And you know what another fact is? Y'all lost to unranked. So I do got a bold take since you like bold take before we end.
Oh, now you bold taking.
You know.
Because you bold take last week and then you didn't show. So are you? Hey, fellas, be prepared to not have him here Thursday.
No, you guys remember last week when I said that if Texas loses to Georgia, they'll be wounded. And then the next game that they'll play against is Arkansas. And they may lose that one. You remember I said that?
Wait,
I don't
Texas
believe
loses?
you.
Yeah, nobody remember that.
All right. So just remember I said that. And I said that because Arkansas played against number 4 A&M.
Oh, you said what?
Yeah, what are you saying?
You said
I said Texas, when they play Georgia, they're going to lose. They're going to be wounded from that game, and they're going to lose to Arkansas because that's who they play next. Like, they're going to be beat up.
When? Hold on. I thought Texas didn't they just play Kentucky?
Oh my gosh! Just listen to me. It's a bold take, man. So when they play against Arkansas, they're going to lose. And I say that because the way that Arkansas played against Texas A&M, it was a shootout. Just like when you were speaking about a few games, shootout, back and forth, and they end up losing. But the offense is potent. The defense needs some work. But the defense in Arkansas is going to be it's going to be on the freaking tail of the Texas Longhorns. So
this bold take's gonna crash and burn.
I ain't gonna crash.
You trying to bold take 3 weeks away?
Just watch, right? Just watch what I'm saying. We spoke about Arkansas. Their record is trash. They're not a bad team. Not a
I've
bad
never
team
watched them.
Yeah,
we ain't spoke about Arkansas yet this year.
Okay, just watch.
When they showed Sam
Earlier you said, remember when I said, wait, earlier you
tired.
said, remember when I said, and everybody said we don't
Last
remember
week.
when you said that.
It's okay. Just remember I said this now.
Okay. There you go. I can't. Will, clip it. Clip it, Will.
All right. Well, thank y'all for joining us on Monday. I wasn't right as usual. More grief and sorrow on this episode than anything else, but make sure y'all join us every day. Start with the facts. We do hear y'all loud and clear. We're going to figure out how to get the show posted earlier in the day. I just got to figure it out with my man Nick and the rest of the crew. But thank y'all for joining us on the time that y'all do have with us, and we'll catch y'all tomorrow.